got to do to try and get the job done. Conceded 2 tries last week just before half-time against Wigan, and that probably just put the doubt in the mind whether they could go on and win the game.
Well, Salford will feel that they could have won last week. Maybe not should have won, but they showed more heart than we might have expected. For Castleford, it is a clean slate here this afternoon. They can put that Wigan defeat behind them, as we said. And this is where their season really starts here. If you're being unkind to these two sides, you'd say they'd both be struggling to make the top 6. But we've seen both of them bucking expectations in recent years and clambering to heights that nobody anticipated. And both will be hoping they can do something similar here today. We're underway. Salford in those red shirts will have first touch off the ball, and a drive in on the first instance by Brad Singleton as Salford work from deep.
Dave, and as a player, you love that underdog sort of tag. You want people to be writing it off, because that's what will lift you. Them expectations, if they're low from many people outside your club, you know what you've got to do when you get on the field.
Well, their coach, Paul Rowley, is very good at lowering expectations, isn't he? But his side keep on providing a punch when none's expected. But they'll be up against it today, against a very determined Tigers team. Burrow at dummy half for Salford. Little step back on the inside as they try to find themselves towards a halfway line, but they've reached the end of this first set with this next play, and Sneed with that ever-trusty left boot just drilling it downfield and telling Castleford it is their turn to try to bring it forward in the shape of Innisini.
Well, the kicking game from Mark Sneed, I thought he was brilliant last week. 360 metres he kicked, like phenomenal. He is what Salford need, a big long kicking game, then try and defend the next few sets of 6 that you have to do. Just kick for distance, just work, cast down and challenge them to bring the ball away from their line.
Here's Broadbent. Just being reminded that, of course, Castleford were down to 12 men for a lot of that game against Wigan last week, with the sending off of Liam Watts, and his presence is missed today because of the subsequent suspension as Westerman on the 5th. 1 to go. Horn out of dummy half. Back it comes to Richardson, who hoists it high. It should be an easy take, and is, for Dion Cross, who finds himself playing on the wing this season. Impressed in the centres last year, but a little less familiar role for him in 2024.
He's a good player, isn't he, Dion Cross? Ever present last year, goes about his job well, took his chance in Super League after spending the majority of his career in the Championship.
It's a bright start. Burrow at a dummy half. Watkins will take it on a straight of 2 here. Well, MacDonald, who's got an arm free to get it away, and Brierley helping it on again, and this is good from Salford. They're travelling reasonably well, and they have a penalty.
They steal, a ball steal from Nixon Puck, and then MacDonald, he made some decent meters last week. We know what he's like. He's got a late offload. He manages to attract those defenders because he's so powerful. And Nixon Puck, well, he just strips that ball. And it's a gift of a penalty. It's a gift of a penalty.
A little bit of a controversy before the game began today. There's some talk about Castleford having submitted the wrong team sheet and then correcting it. And we're being told that because of that, they're being docked one of their 8 interchanges. We'll get absolute confirmation of that as the match goes on. But in the meantime, this is an opportunity for Singleton to test out the Castleford resolve. Burrow at dummy half again, looks to this left-hand side. It's a big effort by Ormond Royd, but he's held up. So here comes Burrow again. They're as close as that. Castleford on tenterhooks at the moment. Taken in by Sneed, and Cuss gets it away, and they're looking wide, and a step from MacDonald, but Castleford's defence has recovered well. Where does Salford go from here? Still opportunities available for them. Well, Cassa's defence is working hard, but the offload is terrific. Provides a little bit of an extra dash for Burrow. Shorrocks taking over that dummy half roll. Skipping it left here for Sneed. Sneed with a chip. It's a ball back An opportunity for Lafay, but he's shepherded out of play. They had another set of 6, but Lafay's so close to the line. Castleford able to put him out of play, but we'll go back to the original knock-on.
Yeah, well, good play, isn't it? What a kick from Mark Sneed. He just manages to drop that ball exactly where he wants it, puts a bit of pressure on Castleford's right edge. Look, he just drops it. He's phenomenal. You know, everyone talks about how he's kicking game and how you've got to try and stop him.
10 seconds, heads down, let's go. Back, stay there.
Well, we have a firm pitch here as well today. After a weekend of soggy surfaces, this is a good track, and it'll be a track that Ryan Brierley will enjoy. Here's Burrow. Waiting again, Sneed. Patient. Salford. Just trying to put some more pressure on this Castleford line. A repeat set of 6, which really does give an early workload for this Tigers defence. Burrow springs it out. Sneed again. Now Croft offers it back on the inside. McDonald's going to be put down. Salford bustling around, and well, eventually Castleford dragging McDonald over the line, which means that it will be a play the ball back 10 metres.
Well, they're not helping themselves, are they, Castleford? Gifting the ball and possession over. Brad Singleton quite happy to just set the line.
They just keep rolling and rolling here. And Castleford have been on the precipice for what seems like a long time now. As Cust steps back and looks what's available on this left-hand side, and tries a bit of a solo effort, but well marshalled again. Burrow, if Cast survive this, they'll give themselves a real pat on the back, because they've had to do so much hard work. Burrow inside again. This now is Shorrocks, and Shorrocks, they must be running on empty at the moment, the Castleford defenders. And Salford keep asking the questions. The big fella, Singleton, is close. Last play in this set. Back from Burrow, here comes Sneed. Sneed slides it into their in-goal area. They're going to force another set here.
So
Top pad underneath the stick.
So smart. Mark Sneed again pops up, testing that right edge from Cash yet again. Quite happy, Salford, just to try and kick the door down, just go for it, route one, middle of the field. Well, Mark Sneed's brought his kicking boots. He certainly commands that left-hand side, doesn't he? Knows exactly what he wants from everyone around him. And the forwards are doing a decent job here for Salford.
This is relentless at the moment, and in the 7 minutes or so that they played, the vast majority of that time, Salford have had ball in hand. And here they come again with Stowe. Burrow inside. Sneed away to Shorrocks. And right they seek with Nene MacDonald, and MacDonald just sashaying on the outside, but Castleford's defenders are there in numbers. It's Hankinson who hurls it back towards the middle. This now is Watkins. Well, it's a familiar position they find themselves, both sides. Groundhog Day in the early stages. Brierley chiming in. Short pass from him, but Stone can't find a way through. Look how many Castleford players are there. And again they reach the final tackle, the final play. Burrow inevitably back to Sneed. Sneed again just sliding it in. Castleford again have possession. And are they going to get out? No, they're not. Salford's defence working hard. And again, all things being equal, Salford are going to get the ball back.
Yeah, high skill and execution from the kick yet again. You know, you try everything to get back in the field of play. You just can't manage to do that. It was a brave effort from Castleford, but they are being tested here. They've certainly been tested. And like you said, if they can manage to prevent Salford from scoring and doing their utmost to compete in everything that they do, Craig Lingard will be really happy with what he's seen so far. But he knows he needs the ball.
So back they come. This is another wave of Salford attack. They're just crashing wave after wave at the defences of this Castleford line. But Cass so far are holding out. But for how long? Burrow. Sneed. Inside for Lafay. Lafay bounces away from Horn and gets a bit of purchase. Watkins now taking it wide. MacDonald forcing his way through, and the offload, and Watkins was sharp. He anticipated that, but Castleford's defence was just as sharp. Hankinson back towards the middle. Croft now spins it in. Here comes Joe Shorrocks. Shorrocks on his home debut, crashed to the ground.
Hit the line!
Referee is back on the line. All those Castleford defenders back there too. Burrow again. Now it's another set of six. They don't need another set of six. They finally breached those defences. An opportunity found and taken by Sam Stone, and Salford, with just an air of inevitability now, have the lead.
Well, impressive last year and impressive this year. Sam Stone, and he just crashes onto that ball. It's perfectly placed. The pressure was just too much for Castleford. Really, they were so brave, so determined, but you just knew that the dam was going to break sooner or later. Nice offload. The offloading game has been really hurting Cass. And then when you look at Salford, the way that they've been playing on the front foot, the forwards have been doing a decent job getting forward. Mark Sneed has been pulling the strings from the kickoff. He just pulls in defenders, has a real dig into the line, and Sam Stone just hits that next hole. Big, powerful back rower that he is, and the coaches will be happy with the way that Salford have started, and they wanted a response after last week.
Well, the try almost comes as a relief to Castleford, doesn't it? Because they can finally get themselves to the other end of the field. It's not the way they would have wanted it to end, of course, but that was just unremitting. Well, the Salford attack.
Yeah, well, they can reset now, Castleford, behind the sticks. They can get in the groups of what they need to do. Probably need to knock out the next 5 sets with the ball and just try and march Salford down near their own line. It takes an awful lot out of you when you're defending your line so much. So Mark Sneed just about to pop this one over, is he?
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. And Salford lead by 6 points to 0 as the name of Sneed echoes around this stadium.
They'll just need a big boot on this. Sam Stone, Mark Sneed combining. Nice little short to the open, comes back the blind from Amir Burrow. And Sam Stone, like I said, he was so good last year for Salford, and Paul Rowley knew exactly what he was getting when he signed him.
So Salford back in possession. Castleford barely touched the ball. Salford completely dominated, and this is something they love to do as well, don't they? Just test their opponents from deep inside their own half.
Well, it's the freedom to play wherever they are, Salford. If you get your arm free and someone's in a better position, just offload the ball. Like I said before, when you got the likes of Tim Lathite, and then McDonald, and then the back rowers like Callum Watkins and Sam Stone, there's some speed out wide.
Well, they humiliated opponents at times last year, didn't they? Remember the game here against St Helens where they absolutely ripped them apart. Here's Briley, spinning it out to Watkins. McDonald's on his outside. He's got Hankinson out there too, and Hankinson will step, but 3 defenders across there to close down the options. Back it comes to Cust. Cust hits that line hard, but can't spin away. Last play again, so we look to where Sneed might be on the field, but it's not going to go to him initially. It's another set of 6 again.
Yeah, Nixon Putt's been the man who's only weren't scored at marker.
Burrow to Singleton. Singleton crashes in. What an offload that is. And Burrow, sharp as a tack, underneath the sticks. Salford are absolutely bossing this in the opening 12 and 13 minutes. They have a second try.
Yeah, and it's just about keeping the game simple. Run hard. If you manage to get your arm free, one of your teammates is going to be loitering with intent behind. Nixon Putt, well, he wasn't scored at marker. They get the set restart. They know they've got a few more tackles up the sleeve. So what does Salford do? They just go out there and play. Brad Singleton, he's been dominating that middle of the field. The battle, he's been taking it to Cass. Amir Burrow on the back of him. And when you're a player playing in a side, you know who's got an offload in him. So you've always got to make sure that you keep alive. And when Brad Singleton comes onto the ball, he hits the ball. Amir Burrow still had to get over that line. And that's a great offload that you'll see. Nixon Putt, the man who was penalised, just can't quite bring the hooker down when he goes over. But this is a big, big, bright start for Paul Rowley's men. Exactly what they needed.
Well, it is cruel at the moment on Cass, isn't it? Because of all the hard work they're having to do. And we are getting confirmation, by the way, that they are down to 7 interchanges for the game. Some kind of a mix-up when the team sheets were initially put in, they had to be changed, but after the allotted time, Snead kicks out 2 out of 2, 12 points to 0.
And that could bite them the back end of the game, that, because the way Salford are keeping it nice and tight in the middle, the forwards doing a big job against them. They're so powerful, they're direct, they're getting their arms free. It's going to take some juice out of the middlemen for Cass, so that extra sub that they've lost, it could prove really dangerous come the back end of the game.
Luke Hooley will restart. He's getting plenty of practice at that at the moment. And Salford come back with power and purpose and looking to re-establish position inside their opponent's half again. Castleford will be keen to keep their discipline and not give away a restart to the set, I'm sure. As Ormonroyd is dragged down, out it comes to Snead, and this is good again, and here comes Stone. Oh, it's an interception by Hooley, and how important was that? And look, Hooley now inside the Salford half. Wow, what a moment of relief and brilliance there from the Castleford fullback.
Yeah, nice positioning, nice anticipation to get that ball, wasn't it, Luke Hooley? They were under the pump again, but he manages to come up trumps with that and just gets them out of trouble.
Well, suddenly we're looking the other way. We've not had to do this too much so far today as Nixon takes it in, and he gets a good ball away, and Tassie Parley takes it on. And Castleford, against the run of play, suddenly have an opportunity to turn the tide their way. Lawler.
Just bodies in motion, that's exactly what they need. Joe Westerman trying to organise something now with Jacob Miller on the left. They go right.
Here's El Zakim, pushing and driving, and that's a super carry. The intention there was to get the ball away, and it's a penalty here for Cass.
Well, is it Mark Snead, the man who's been judged to strip the ball? Well, this is what Cass can do. You give them the ball, they'll create them chances.
Here's Richardson, offers it inside now for Lawler. Lawler pushing in his 150th game today. George Lawler. And he's taken his side close. 6 again. Another set here. Hall throws it out to Richardson. Richardson with a dummy. Bounces off Burrow. Finds more willing Salford defenders. Suddenly it's the turn of Salford to stand on their own line and try to repel this danger. Hall stands and waits. The Papua New Guinean at dummy half. Inside for Westerman. Another set of 6. The referee's waving. Restart again. Castleford camping here on this Salford line. Horn comes to this left-hand side. Westerman, couple of dummies. Tries to twist around. Salford's defence is not buying it. Horn looks as though he might have been tackled there the moment he picked the ball up, but the referee's not given a penalty. It's back to Tassie Parley. Here comes Richardson. Inside for Lawler. Lawler drives it forward. And Castleford 5 metres out. Willingness is theirs, but can they find a way through? Westerman, it's tossed over the top by Miller, and a chase for Senior, and a finish by Innes Senior. It took a little bit of athleticism for him to get over, but we are going to the video referee. No try on the field from James Vella. Jack Smith is the video referee.
It's tackle 4, we've got no try. We're just going to be checking the touchline, please. Check camera 9 comes first, please. Pass was okay, he's caught this ball. Castleford player is in possession at this point. So that's a legal tackle. Let's go on this angle. That appears to touch the line there. And go slow on this, slow. That appears to always touch the line. We'll just check the back angle on this, please. It's going to be camera 1. It's going to be the back angle now. Live call is no try. That one becomes inconclusive. Let me just see if there's anything else on that. Camera 9 is going to be our best angle on this to make the decision. Live call's no try. So there, you can pause the ball there. Thank you. I've made my decision.
Well, Innes Senior is denied his moment of glory by the tightest of margins, and Castleford are still searching for their first try of the season. Jack Smith's made his decision. James Vella ready to confirm it on the field.
Sorry, mate.
I think Jack Smith was waiting for the screen and it wasn't there. James Vella waiting for the screen, it wasn't there. So there's a little delay there, a little bit of a glitch. But it is no try, and that's tough, Terry.
Yeah, big play from Nene McDonald though, to deny in his senior. What a lovely ball from Jacob Miller over the top. You know, if Miller, Richardson, Joe Westerman can all combine, Liam Horn from the 9 position gets his running game, you know, they'll cause problems. In his senior certainly knows how to get to the try line, but that was strong defence from Salford.
So Salford survive.
Hold on, boys.
Castleford denied. Lafay tries to bring it forward here for the Red Devils. But hard there for Cass. A little bit of encouragement for the way they did manage to put some pressure on their opponents.
Well, just get some possession. They just need to front load this now. Some big defensive efforts is what's needed from them. I was really impressed last week with Nixon Putt when he played against the Warriors. He only played 39 minutes, but he managed to still make plenty of metres, 141 metres in one half. Incredible.
Sneed left to Lafay. Lafay stepped back on the inside. Last play is the next. Stone on the inside. Sneed again. Takes a few steps before putting that ball very, very high. Senior's trying to get underneath it. He has got underneath it. That's a good safe catch with all that traffic around him. And Castleford again with an opportunity to play with ball in hand now.
Yeah, he did well then. He managed to get himself under the ball, and he knew he was going to be put under pressure. As soon as Mark Sneed gets the ball the back end of the set, you know exactly what's coming, and you've got to make sure you're in the perfect position to catch it.
Hooley is dominating this dummy half position. It's the last couple of plays. It's El Zakim. Hooley's in there again. The full-back. Back he comes with Richardson. Westerman gets it away, flicks it away. El Zakim goes down with ball in hand. Horn. Richardson again, tight to the touchline. It's Briley who has to travel well there and hit the ground because he knew he was going to get thumped by those oncoming defenders.
Yeah, he wanted as much hang time on that kick as possible. Danny Richardson kick it into the corner, try and trap Ryan Briley, and they do a decent job. These next 3 or 4 plays is so important for Cass though.
Here's Hankinson. Bright start by Salford. We've seen reaction from Cass, and here they come again. Miller with a little flick ball away, which Tessipali very nearly fumbled, but there's 6 tackles from here now, Castleford, and in prime position.
Don't panic. They don't need to panic. They've been building into this game. They've got this field position now. It's just what they can do with it.
Nixon Putt drives in. His fellow countryman Horn at dummy half. Westerman takes it on. Richardson, dummies 1, then pops it over the top. But there's not a lot of room for Jason Gary to work down the sideline, so he comes inside. He shakes off Ormonroy, but not the next 2. And Horn waits with another set of 6 for Castleford again. That Horn sounding out. The tackle was important, but they've not stopped the threat because here comes Senior. But Salford have scrambled magnificently.
Outstanding, outstanding. Nice energy from Cass in attack, but great effort from Salford.
Westerman back again now for Nixon Putt. Now it's with Lawler. Lawler spun to the ground. Horn. Salford on their heels at the moment, and Westerman goes route 1, and he's got over, but he's held up. Well, he just went full muscular effort there, didn't he? But Salford just about keep him away.
Well, doing a decent job, aren't he? Just holding Cass out here, defending the line, the way they're turning up for each other, trying to be a deterrent with some of the shots that they're putting on. And Joe Westerman just couldn't get over.
Richardson out to Miller. Miller gets it on again. There's a clash of heads there, was there? There seemed to be a little bit of anguish. Never touch your head, the referee says. Thank goodness for that.
Well done, ref.
Miller back for Lawler. Lawler looking to establish position. Last play again, Hall will collect. Delivers left to Miller. Miller try to slide it through. Salford spill it. Castleford have the advantage again. And Horn just setting a wonderful position for them to work from again. Here comes Westerman. Well, they could have felt sorry for themselves, Cass, here, couldn't they? The start they had to endure, but they're putting up a big fight here at the moment. Horn again, spins it back to Richardson. Richardson with a dummy. Salford defenders come flying at him. And Horn has a good peep around to see what's available to him. He's going to have a go himself, but they're not falling for that. Richardson. Miller. The pass, the gap, and the try. Brilliant stuff from Castleford. They thoroughly deserved that for the fight they put up. Sam Wood diving over. And Castleford right back in this game now.
Well, Sam Wood, what a way to come onto the ball, and it just goes to show that if they can get enough possession down near Salford's line, they'll challenge them. Salford, a number of occasions, were giving set restarts away. They got a couple of penalties as well, and then all of a sudden they're where they want to be. Jacob Miller, we talk about Mark Sneed, Jacob Miller as well can pull the strings, and he holds up the ball. His 12th season over there in Super League, Jacob Miller, but one of the best to come over, and he just offers so much. And Danny Maguire, Craig Lingard, that was a good line from Sam Wood. He's bounced around in Championship. He made his debut 8 years ago for Huddersfield. Now he's got a home, and he wants to make Cass his home for a long time.
Well, it's his first try for his new club. Sam Wood, of course, signed from Hawkingston Rovers, where he only made about 10-11 appearances last year because of a knee injury. So he'll be very, very happy with the way things are starting here. Richardson looking to add the 2, and he has done superbly well. And I tell you what, Terry, we've got a very decent game in our hands here now.
Well, this is exactly what we wanted to see, wasn't it? Both of the sides that would have got something out of the games last week, even though they didn't go on and get the result. But they look at the positives on what they do. Round 2, they knew that they had to turn up. Both of them were confident. Sam Wood really taking the game to Salford. And that's a good battle over there. When you look at the likes of Sam Wood against Nene MacDonald. We've got a game on our hands now.
Yeah, 12-6, 25 minutes played. A little bit untidy, but Senior's able to mop things up. I think Castleford would have taken the situation they were in after only 13 minutes when they trailed 12-0 and were absolutely under the pump. Here's Horn. Maurice Mustafa is fresh onto the field as well here. I think Nixon Puck is the man who's given way for Mustafa. First of their interchanges. Here's Hall. Westerman wants to get on with it. Castleford are going to be forced to kick here. Westerman was maybe looking for a penalty there, but not given. Richardson kicks. This is going to hit the ground. The bounce, though, is kind enough to Ryan Briley. Immediately looking for Hankinson to cart it forward.
Yeah, just trying to open up. That was probably Salford's best, or Castleford's best defensive set then. And you see them, the way that they're trying to rip into each other, both sets of these players now. I'm not saying Salford will be panicking now, but they know that Cass have seemed to have upped the tempo in the game.
Up by Dan, Burrow picks up inside for Sneed. Opening it on its way here for Shane Wright, who's relatively fresh from the interchange bench as well. Burrow.
Well done, boys.
Castleford meeting might for might at the moment. Burrow. It's going to be Cust to put it high. Hooley did well because there was a flapping arm in the air from MacDonald, which might have put him off, but he kept eyes on ball.
Yeah, it was a good take, wasn't it? He was under some pressure, Luke Hooley. You know that when them balls go high in the air, you've got to make sure that you come down with it. That's your job. That's what you paid for. One of them, the roles in the game.
Broadbent had a dummy half, fancies a little dabble himself, but offers it inside to Mustafa. Mustafa doesn't get too far before that Salford posse reach him. Here's Horn. Miller, little injection of pace as he tries to test that Salford line.
Well, that's the run threat that he's got in his game, isn't it? Take those big fellas on round the middle of the field.
Richardson to Hooley. Hooley's kick is end over end. Wiley is comfortable underneath it. Cross came on the pace.
They always look to play coming out of trouble, don't they? We talked about the freedom that they've got and what the coach says to them, Paul Rowley. And if you've got a man who's pushing up and he looks like he's going to punch through that hole, give him the ball.
And they're missing, obviously, some of their big names that started for them last year. Croft and Ackers, the headline acts, who've gone to pastures new at Leeds, but they still obviously retain an ambition for that style.
It seems to happen every few years for Salford that the team seems to lose some of the key men, but they still keep performing.
Goes back to Briley. Briley now on its way to Nenny MacDonald. MacDonald to Hankinson, but Cass's defence had marshalled that very well. No way through for the Salford winger. And now on tackle 6, Cust puts it high. Hooley is safe enough.
I agree, so safe at the back, Luke Hooley.
He's a player who never got a go really at Leeds, did he? I think he was one of their signings last year, the Rhinos, that you thought, well, it'd be interesting how he goes, but he was soon back at Batley. But Craig Lingard, having coached him at Batley, knows all about his possibilities.
He knows what buttons to press, doesn't he? He knows how to deal with him. He was sensational in the Championship. Luke Hooley had the chance at Leeds Rhinos, didn't work out. Got an opportunity now at Castleford and doing a decent job.
Miller goes left.
5
tackles gone. Sipali back to his feet. Here comes Miller. Just getting it downfield before Yayawa gets too close. Hankinson now charged with the task of bringing it back and trying to find a weakness in that Castleford defence, but none found.
Yeah, nothing there from Hankinson. And Dion Cross now just trying to lay the line and get a quick play. The ball leaves a couple of defenders.
Oh, Lafay searching the blind side. There's an ambition.
Well, he spotted that the markers weren't quite set. He goes on a quick win.
Stone. And they're chewing up the meters here on the quiet Salford, getting themselves back into that good positional play. Quick hands, Briley, now MacDonald. MacDonald with a wonderful pass out, but Hankinson has to wait as it loops to him, which gives time for that Cass defence to recover and thwart the threat momentarily, because here comes another. Last play, Sneed with a kick. Gary's underneath it, nobody gets to it. Lafay now has it, it's still the last play. Lafay running into a cul-de-sac. Here comes Sneed, Sneed again, trying to execute this time, but it's in that in-goal area where it's caught, which gives Cass the relief of a 7-play tap back on the 20.
Yeah, was it Sam Wood who manages to catch the ball, and he just gets on his bike straight away, wants to tap the ball, and they want to generate some speed around the ruck area, get Salford going backwards.
There's Gary. Castleford just about inside Salford territory. Horn picks up, collects, and El Zakim takes it on a stride or two. On again. Has a look. Westerman's suddenly come to this right-hand side, which might have dragged a Salford player that way, and then Casco the other way, hoping that they've created an odd number or two, but Salford remain balanced. Another set. So Castleford are given the benefit of 6 more tackles to have a go. Mustafa down. Horn picks up. Miller now. Asipali well met the moment he gets the ball. Here's Horn. Back to Miller. Westerman pulling it back. Richardson evading the oncoming defenders. Hooley gets it away early. And I think Broadbent has kept his feet in play. And I think he'll claim this, and the referee agrees on the field. Points immediately to where that ball was touched down. And Broadbent has Castleford's second try. And they are definitely right back in the game now.
Well, you can see how confident they are. The opening 10 minutes, it was all about the pressure that they were trying to absorb, defending that try line. The coaching staff at Castleford know that they just need the third possession. As soon as they get that, they'll cause problems. And why wouldn't they cause problems? Luke Hooley did a decent job when he gets the ball. Joe Westerman always goes at the line. But when you have Joe Westerman, Danny Richardson, Luke Hooley, all combining, looking for that space, and you manage to skip out of tackles, and as a fullback, if you're chiming into the ball, you're trying to make the extra man, you're coming round the back, you've got to try and come up with something, create that overlap. And Luke Hooley does a decent job to just skip outside of his man and create that space for Jack Broadbent.
Well, you have to admire the tidiness of Broadbent's feet there, don't you? Because clearly going for the line, but he knew that the feet were dangerously close to the touchline, but he's kept them in play.
Yeah, well, Jack Broadbent, he played at 9 last week, went into the 9 position. Obviously no Paul McShane this season for Cass. Just talk about big players missing, that's a big loss for them. And Jack Broadbent, 6 tries last year, another former Leeds Rhinos junior. He's making his way now at Castleford.
So Richardson looking to create parity again in this game. Some Cass fans who are in terrific voice at the moment. He's pulled it just wide. So it remains 12-10 for Salford, but I tell you what, hats off to Castleford for their response to that opening 10-minute onslaught when they looked like they were here to be unpicked and taken apart, but they've dug deep and they've got right back.
Well, the big thing when you're in a position like that is don't sulk about it. You've still got another 70-odd minutes to go, and you can decide what you want the scoreboard to look like. If you're going to turn up for your mate and try and come up with something, which Cass have surely done in the last, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? I'm looking at them now, and they're a different side in the opening 10 minutes. Any team can be like that, they just need the ball.
Referee just having some attention, just to make sure his electronics are working, I think. Anyway, we're underway again. Oh, and that's allowed to bounce, and that's always dangerous, and that's the outcome.
Yeah. That's poor, it's poor. You know, the amount of times that coaches are saying, look, scored a try, you've got to concentrate that next set. Don't switch off. Let's not pat ourselves on the back thinking, right, that's job done. Luke Hooley and Jacob Miller, whether there's a mix-up between those two, someone's got to call for the ball. And now all that does now is give Salford the ball back in their half.
So Salford can set up shop again here and have a crack at this Castleford line. They've suffered 1 or 2 punches to the chin in the last 5-6 minutes or so have Salford, but can they respond like for like? Lafay. Good defensive work from Castleford. Here comes Stone. Sneed. Step by Shorrocks. Burrow measuring the situation again. Will it be big fellas down the middle, or does he come wide? He comes to this left-hand side. Sneed with a dummy. Cross, cuts back. Castleford cut him down. Burrow. Sneed sliding it through. Vuniyayawa was chasing that, but it's a Castleford body that drops on it. But Vuniyayawa does his work in defence. Changes from attacker to defender with a little help there from Shorrocks to force the drop out again.
And again, it just seems to be relentless. Same old, same old. Mark Sneed managing to just get the correct weight on the kick and get another set of 6, which is what they're after. And look at that, he just threads it through, doesn't he? Big play, and then big defence as well, just to push Cass over the line.
So back they come again. King Vuniyayawa with the initial carry. Swung back to Sneed. Here's Briley chiming in at full back. Going for the dash and the dart. Burrow. Sneed. Shorrocks with a soft-handed pass again to Vuniyayawa.
Nice play from Salford.
Burrow. Wide it goes to Cust. Cust throws it out. MacDonald in mid-air, can't get a pass away. Almost rolls over the line. Cass hanging on again here. Burrow. Back to Cust. Here comes Shorrocks. Now it's with Sneed. Sneed onto Lafay. Lafay with ball in one hand and holding them off with the other. And he's over but pushed back, and he couldn't get that ball down.
Big play. Big defensive read, that.
Cross to Sneed. 6 tackles, so Sneed puts boot to ball again. Up they go. It's knocked backwards and it's knocked on. And Castleford, to their relief, will come up and breathe some air again.
Yeah, well, they just managed, like I said before, just turned up for each other, didn't he? When Tim Lafay was trying to swap players away and get over the line, Castleford had the answers. And when you're up against Tim Lafay or Nene MacDonald on the other side, you've just got to front up, get your body in front, try and do something. Get rid of Jack Broadbent, and then Danny Richardson comes up with a big play to push him back over the line. Kick over for Nene MacDonald on the other side of the field.
Well, there was a blockbuster last night, which you'd have seen on Sky Sports. That's a World Club Challenge, Wigan's victory over Penrith. But that notwithstanding, this, I think, domestically has been the most entertaining game of the season so far. It's only week 2, but my goodness, these two teams are punching and counter-punching and showing some class in there as well.
You love it, just a bit of fight. That's all you need. Sometimes that everyone looks at the skill level and sees what they've got and the star players on the field, but players who go out there and want to play and have a go and try and entertain, which both of these sides are doing. It's a decent game so far.
Back it comes. Kick downfield from Rowan Mills. Interesting to see him on the field, making his debut today for Castleford. Just gives them a little bit of extra, doesn't he, when he comes on?
He's a good player, Rowan Mills. Can play a number of positions, can't he? Highly skilled, knows how to break down defences.
Salford coming again.
That's a big carry. That's a big carry. Look, they're just not quite set. Cass can't get off the line, and that's an easy 10 metres on the back of that strong run.
Danny Richardson, by the way, is off having a head injury assessment, so Mills is his direct replacement. Meantime, Salford building again, but they've run out of tackles. This is the last. Sneed. Up it goes. Being chased hard by MacDonald. But oh, MacDonald! What about that? He's picked out his pockets in midair, and he's claiming a try. The referee will be having a look at this. Try on the field. But the video referee called into play. But I tell you what, if this is given, absolutely spectacular.
It's tackle 5, we've got a try. We're checking onside, offside, please. On camera 4, we'll be checking, pausing the ball on the foot. Coming now. The live decision is onside on this. It's an outstretched leg. And let's just check if that is the main chaser. I think it is. It's MacDonald. Yeah, we'll go back on this. Ball on foot, both feet behind the ball. We're okay to go on that. There's 3 other players who are tight there. Let's just see the involvement. Yeah, he is going to be the lead chaser. And the other players are going to be outside the 10. That appears to be caught ball. Go closer in on grounding, please, now. Camera 5 will be right for grounding. We established that he's onside. That's all legal. He appears to maintain possession. Just see if we've got anything closer in on that. Camera 2. Up on this angle. His hands are always in contact with that ball. The ball appears to be grounded. Just go back to camera 5 to finish on grounding. Just establish that he's definitely in the field of play. Back on this angle. Yeah, we can see on this angle. Thank you. I've made my decision.
It was like a zephyr flying through the Salford air, the silent assassin. Luke Hooley wouldn't have known what was happening until it was too late. But Nene MacDonald, with an eye-catching moment, a breathtaking moment to extend Salford's lead.
Well, he's certainly a game breaker, isn't he, Nene MacDonald? He's one of those players that can do most things. And you could see poor old Luke Hooley, when he's trying to catch the ball, he's trying to position himself on his feet over the line. And if he catches the ball over the line, he tapped the ball on the 20. But Nene MacDonald, knowing that all he's got to do is get in the vicinity, get around Luke Hooley as he's just trying to catch the ball. And certainly we have got a game. What a second half we've got coming up. Nene MacDonald, well, he's a headline grabber, isn't he?
We've got a smile on his face. Try and deny him that smile. Just a couple of tries last year in his 20 appearances for Salford, but he's for Leeds rather. He was at Leeds last year, wasn't he?
Created plenty though, didn't he?
Yes.
Well, his strong running game, his offloading game, the ability just to get up in the air and tap the ball back to players as well.
He disappeared rather controversially from Headingley, but he has landed with some effect at Salford. Sneed's kick makes it 18 points to 10.
It's a bit of a sucker punch as well for Craig Lingard and Danny Maguire just to take just before half-time. You just concede in the final couple of minutes. And Nene MacDonald, look, Luke Hooley he tries to position himself. You know what he's trying to do, but Nene MacDonald, wow.
What a way to finish the half. Salford, just as they started it, on top. Nene MacDonald will have this whole ground abuzz in the half-time break. Did you see that? Because it was sensational. But Castleford have responded before, and they'll need a response again. It has been a half that has given us plenty of action, and we're back with our analysis soon.
And released from clubs that were higher on up, or supposedly higher on up in the Super League. They want to come to Cass or Salford and really stamp their authority on the game.
The other change, or one of the several changes this year, to remind you as well, is that should a second Castleford player fail at HIA, then the 18th man comes into play. Hooker Kane Robb is Castleford's 18th man, so if they do lose another because of that situation, then at least they can bring an extra man in. So it offers a little bit of relief. Salford ready to get things underway. 18 points to 10 they lead, but they know by bitter experience that a 2-score lead is not necessarily enough against this Castleford side. They led 12-0 at one stage and Cass came roaring back, and now Cass will be looking to come roaring back again, in the first instance in the shape of Moise Mustafa, who takes in that first drive. What are we expecting in this second half, Terry O'Connor?
A bit cagey opening, really. Both of the sides just getting through the sets and getting to the kick before they try and open it up. The running game from Horn here is really strong. I like Mustafa. You said he came on early on in that, or back end of the second half. Here he is again. He's so powerful, Mustafa. Nice offload, and that's hurt both sides, hasn't it, in the first half? The offloading game.
Tassipali just inside that Salford half. Here's Westerman down the middle, trying to get the arms free, looking to get it away, unable to do so. Horn waits again.
Incorrect play of the ball. I said you've got to do things right, you've got to be honest. And when you're in possession, you've got to make sure that you do everything right. You want to clamp down on this year, and you've got to make sure that you regain your feet, play the ball correctly, and just a cheap turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheap way to get the ball away. And letting Salford off the hook in the early stages. He was nodding his head here as he looks wide to Vuniyayawa. He takes Salford close. Salford have had good times against Cass in recent years. Some heavy victories against them in their last few meetings. So they come in with confidence as White takes them on. Burrow. This is Cust. And out wide to a skipping MacDonald, who goes searching back on the inside again. Vuniyayawa. Well, that's a big effort. One play to go, and Salford are only 10 away. Cust tries a little boot on the outside, but it's dropped on by Cass. But there's an offside call against Wood because a Castleford man touched it, so Salford get the penalty.
Yeah, they're in a bit of trouble then, Castleford. Like I said, Salford won the last 5 games against this Cass side. It seems to be the same sort of start to the second half as it was the first half.
I think those last 5 games, they've won by an average of about 21 points, haven't they, in each of those games, on average, so...
Go stay there, mate.
Stands them in good stead.
Hold, boys.
There's Burrow with a tap.
Play on.
First carry will be by Watkins.
1.
10 away, 5 to go. 5 plays to go.
Hold.
Salford started brightly in the first half, looking for something similar in the second here as well now.
2.
As Wright carts it forward.
9.
Burrow. To go right or left, he's coming left. This is Sneed. Looking for a little interchange, but not happening because Castleford's defence works well.
That ball could have been out the back then to Ryan Briley with the overlap.
Burrow. Back to Sneed again. Here comes Cust. Short pass for Watkins. Watkins has lost the ball here. And the referee says forwards. And despite the complaints from the England international, it will be Castleford who get head and feet.
Again, they go through the front door, don't they? Instead of going out the back. They had opportunity on the left-hand side, they had an opportunity on the right-hand side. Whether or not they're just trying to suck those players in, and just later on in this game, you'll see the ball start going out the back instead of hitting that lead runner in Watkins.
There's very much a chill in the air in Salford at the moment, but warm enough down there on the field.
Stay in. Don't push till the ball's in.
Miller's going to feed this. Castleford looking to build from the back. Plenty of work to do. Here's Hall. Scamper himself, trying to gather up a few extra yards, but Salford again working very hard.
Just a bit of honest play here from Castleford. No, it's like a get-on-board set. The 6 really, everyone's got to be an option. Gary started running an awful lot in this game. Just tried to ask a few questions, but solid defence from Salford.
They're working their way towards the halfway line. They've not reached it yet. They've only got a couple of plays to go. Westerman to Miller. Miller didn't fancy the long pass, but he did fancy the step on the inside of Callum Watkins.
He did shape for it though, didn't he? He did look for it.
There's a kick away by Mills, and it's taken by Hankinson, who in turn is taken by a very good Castleford chase.
Yeah, that was nice play, wasn't it? Nice defensive play from Senior.
Cust, oh, that's brilliant from Cust, and he gets a pass away to Briley, and Briley's got pace to burn, and he's searching for a bit of space out there. But it's going to be Mills who gets across to chop him down. But Salford suddenly with momentum now. It's back with Nenny MacDonald, who was also looking for a little flick away, and Watkins anticipating that, but it never came. Hankinson, Cust, and this time it's Shorrocks. 4 gone. Amir Burrow. It's back with Cust again, and Cust tries to ping it through. It bounces off the knees of Miller, and despite the fumble, Castleford are allowed to carry on here. There was an element of fortune there because that looked very untidy.
And was it Sam Hall who just manages to get down, like you said, it come off Jacob Miller. The Salford fans thought that it was a knock-on, but they're going to be happy here what they've seen. Defence. Mustafa just manhandled.
Some big hits coming in here.
Well, this part of the pitch is where you can get close. Oh, that's a poor ball. That's a poor ball.
It came off the foot rather than the hand, but it has lost them a yard or two, and the slip doesn't help. So now they have to go wide to try and make things happen. Just hammered downfield by Broadbent. MacDonald will collect. And here comes Cross, who's come a long way to have a look at this.
And that's your reward for defending really well, isn't it? But where you get the ball back. Within one play, you're back in Cassie's half.
Cust. Castleford's defence is up quickly. Westerman leading the way.
Yeah, he was looking for a big shot then, wasn't he, Joe Westerman?
Here's Burrow. This is Watkins again. 3 to go now. Burrow. Searching left with Sneed. Back on the inside. But not going much further there, Stone. Cust back to Braley. MacDonald bounces away from grasping hands, still keeping it alive. He's done well. Cust, his ankles gathered in by Mustafa, but he gets the ball away and taken on by Vuniyayawa. And 10 away with one play up their sleeve. Burrow slinging it out to Sneed. Sneed dabs it into the guard area, and it's simply opened up for the second of the day from Stone. Anticipation was all Salford's. They knew what was coming next, and Castleford are caught cold.
Well, it's that same combination that saw Salford score the opening try through Sam Stone. Mark Sneed, everyone talks about him, how he terrorises defence, is so close to the line. If Mark Sneed's got someone pushing up on the outside of him, like you'll see him shape to kick, shape to pass, he just needs some support. And he knows that if someone just reads the game and then listens to his directions, he can do the rest. 10 metres out, Sam Storm, the powerful back rower, goes in for his second try. Took some scoring as well. He was under a bit of pressure before he got that ball down. Nice play yet again from Mark Sneed.
Well, they've come back from a similar position once before, Castleford, but deeper into the game, do they have the same resolve here? Sneed can make it more difficult, because if he puts this over, it's suddenly a 3-score lead. And psychologically, that is just tipping over the top of the mountain, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. That's when you do start to doubt yourself, knowing that the clock's against you and you've got 30 minutes left. And would you be able to manage to pour so many points if he kicks this? What's a 14-point advantage? So you've got to get 3 tries, an important kick for Mark Sneed.
Mark Sneed just settling himself here, rocks back, has a look, steps forward. Not the biggest run-up, doesn't need to be. Over it goes, 4 out of 4. And Salford lead now 24 points to 10. The margin is looking very uncomfortable for Castleford Tigers.
Yeah, it is. And Salford just managing to play in the area of the field where they want to, and Mark Sneed pulling all the strings and counting numbers, finding that space. Nice kicking game. You know, when you go at the defensive line as well, you've got to look at what's coming at you, what's coming from the inside as well, but he still has the presence of mind just to get the right weight on that kick. It's not a panic kick, it's a correct kick and a nice kick.
And Salford bring it back again. What Castleford can ill afford now is to concede the next try. Here's Lafar. Burrow, up and running. Castleford being bounced back a little again now. Need to somehow get some kind of control back in the game, but it's all Salford's at the moment. Bossing everything. Braley chiming in once more. MacDonald, who always carries a threat here. Hankinson. Sneed. And carried well with intention by Shorrocks. Wants to play it quickly because Cass on the back foot and 1 play to go. Sneed demands the ball. The chip is high. MacDonald, well, we know about his aerial threat. He didn't get up, didn't need to. It's knocked on by Senior.
Again, just forcing the error. Senior just goes up. You think he's got the ball. He stands back, he runs onto the ball. But unfortunately, he makes the error. He just steps back, he comes forward. Well, there was pressure, and the pressure was enough from Nene MacDonald on Senior. And another set they've got to contend with here. And it'll be a huge, huge blow for them if they concede.
10 seconds, stand the line.
Well, they get the choice of where to put the scrum. They've chosen the middle centre part of the field, which gives them options right and left to have an attacking play here, right from the scrum. Late run left by Sneed, but the delivery of the ball from the scrum wasn't maybe as clean as it could have been, which just took away that element of surprise. So Cass are able to renumber.
They're both trying to hide themselves behind the ruck, and then they tried to open up on the left-hand side. Like you said, poor pass though.
Burrow, here's Shorrocks, back inside for Wright. Burrow again. Salford poised. But have they got the polish? Sneed with a dummy, short pass, Lafay came crashing on. Cass were there in numbers. Burrow again. Now it's Sneed. Oh, and he went for that direct pass, which has hit a Castleford man and gone to ground and given Cass a chance to come away.
You can see what he was trying to intend to do. He was telling two of his players outside of him to run 2 men at one defender. He couldn't get the ball to the furthest man. And now in their urgency to try and make up for that error, they just get off the line. King Vuniyayawa is the man who's penalised.
Well, small moments, but handling error backed up with a penalty given away, and suddenly Castleford not only escaping that defensive position they were in, but are now looking to set up an attacking position for themselves.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big 5-6 minutes for them. Now, they'll get the ball here. We saw what they could do in the first half. They could just keep getting all of that possession, repeat possession.
Move now.
They'll have a bit of joy.
Hold.
This is Horn.
There's Sammy Kabula onto the field now.
Play on. 2.
Another player that Craig Lingard's brought over from Batley, knows exactly what he's got.
Play on.
Making his debut for Cass as well today, alongside Rowan Mills. Kabula. Castleford finding themselves in a decent fettle here. Lawler, Horn, Westerman. Trying to dance away his Mills, but too many Salford arms around his waist. Horn again, and short, and Lawler. Salford battling hard.
That was an important tackle from Joe Shorrocks.
Horn again, back to Mills once more, looking wide. The offload was needed, but it was sensed by Briley. But I think that was a Salford hand on that, the referee's saying, so Cass will get it back.
Well, as he's getting the ball away and as he's offloading the ball, the ref's saying that it's come off a Salford hand. So Cass will get the ball again. He's going into collision. It's been a big part of both sides' game today, the offloading game. And Cass now will just try and conjure something up through Jacob Miller.
This is a huge set in the context of this game. Cass get themselves over, they give themselves hope. Broadbent pulls up short. It goes wide to Hooley. Hooley reached but couldn't get there. So Gary serving, Salford creeping forward there. There was a sense of offside, but they're allowed to play on. Mills wrestle to the ground. Horn stands and waits. Westerman in the middle. His pass away is to Lawler. Lawler gets the hand free, and Westerman's there to finish. What a wonderfully manufactured try that was. That was lovely stuff from Cass, and they're showing their fight again.
Well, good play, wasn't it, from Castleford? I'm not sure what Cade Cuss was thinking for Salford. He jumped the line. He didn't need to jump the line. As soon as he jumps the line, he presents a hole, an opportunity for Castleford and through Joe Westerman to go in and bring this game back. Joe Westerman plays at the line. Good play from George Lawler to go through, offloads the ball, and Joe Westerman doesn't switch off. He just wraps around, keeps his feet. George Lawler, another nice offload from Castleford. But Cade Cuss, if he had his time again, he wouldn't jump the line. He's looking for the play out the back. And then all of a sudden, there's some pressure put on the outside backs for Salford. And Joe Westerman just exploits that.
Well, in the absence of Danny Richardson, who, to remind you, has gone off with a head injury and has failed his assessment, Luke Hooley takes over the kicking duties. Shouldn't be too difficult, this one, and it proves not to be. 24-16. And just a little back in a balance again now, Terry.
Well, that's what we talked about before, wasn't it? About if they did concede, how would the minds be? And the Cass fans now starting to believe that they're going to show that fight like they showed last week in round 1 against Wigan. They didn't manage to go on and get the result, but you just want to see the fight. You want to see the players care about what they're doing. And Cass, well, they might, both of these sides might have big squads, but certainly it's an entertaining game.
Well, they've both got tough games next week, and yet again, this time in his senior, a mistake score a try at one end and then make a mistake at the other to concede pressure straight away.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? It's really, really tough. You've just got to focus. It was a good kick, really, from Mark Sneed again. It was a low kick, it was a bouncing kick. In his scene, he just couldn't take it, and they put themselves under a bit of pressure there.
So Salford will be licking their lips, knowing they've got a chance to get themselves back into that comfort zone. Ben Helliwell leading with that first drive. Burrow is the dummy half. Sneed now, back to Briley, immediately looking left, but Stone is stopped in his tracks. On a hat-trick, of course, Sam Stone at the moment. 2 tries to his name so far. Lafay down that blind side, but not catching the Cas defence cold. Here's Sneed. So for Shorrocks, it's away to Cust. He's trying to just bounce underneath defenders or any way he can. Oh, and he's done well to smuggle that ball out, actually. And Salford are doing very well to keep it alive. Here's MacDonald. And they have a penalty, Salford.
A bit of a high shot. You get the penalty. Interesting, what did he do here? He'll take the 2 points so he can try and keep the pressure on.
There's the offloads. Got them that position.
Boys, stay on the line. Line, Joe, come on. George, stay on the line.
Well, 8 points the difference, so maybe they sense there's no value in the extra 2. But to keep their opponents penned inside their own half and on their own line gives them an opportunity to add the 6, which might just be enough to win the game from here.
Yeah, if they manage to get over and score, yeah.
Shots low.
Sometimes an opportunity with the scoreline like it is and where you are in the league table, I'd probably be taking the points.
Move now.
Helliwell put down. Burrow picks up a dummy half. This time it's Wright who'll have a go. Castleford holding on grimly. They've been in this position so many times in this game, Castleford. Can they keep that line intact? Burrow, full 360 degrees, almost runs an obstruction line and in the end has to concede the tackle. So Watkins now waits. Sneed, hands on hips. Well, not a great starting point for a man who was expecting a pass, but at least he's kept the ball. Helliwell. Cust. Was he caught high? No. It's been a refreshing lack of intervention by referee and video ref today, hasn't there, on disciplinary issues. Here's a kick. MacDonald tried to get up there. Well played, though, by Wood, who got himself in the way.
He just acted like an escort, didn't he? Just made it difficult then for Salford to get to the man catching the ball on the back of that penalty. And that's the gamble. Do you know, when you choose to run the ball and you don't go for 2 points, you know that probably the points was the option.
Yeah. And here we are again with Castleford having survived a mini spell of pressure, now have a chance to go to the other end. And if they can land another one here, then it does get very, very interesting. Kabula with a first effort. On to Westerman. Here comes Lawler. The man who put that try on a plate for Westerman a short while ago. Horn. Westerman's here again. Miller. Wood. It's a forward pass.
He tried to do the old no-look pass, didn't he, Jacob Miller? There's plenty of movement out the back.
It's very rare you see Jacob Miller not do a no-look pass. he is the no-look pass king of Super League, I tell you.
He's highly skilled, isn't he, Jacob Miller? And he's one of those halves as well that likes to go to the line and try and get the defenders interested and try and just get one of his runners on the outside shoulder of somebody. Get the defender looking at him, just thinking, right, okay, he's going to run the ball. I've got to make sure I account for him.
Seconds.
I'm really impressed with the referee. Talked about before, James Vella, the way that he's managed to control this game and not blow up. Every time there's been a bit of a high shot, been played in good spirits as well.
MacDonald down. Possible defenders allowed to hang on to him a bit longer. 18 minutes to play. 8 points the difference. Could still go either way here. Singleton.
At his first stint was really good. I thought him and Jack Ormroyd, the opening stage, were very good.
Atkin offering a little freshness on the field as well from that bench.
Marcus square, hold.
Sneed. Plenty to pick from. Suspiciously flat-looking pass in the end, but Salford still with one more opportunity here. Sneed with a chip, more of a 7-iron than a 9, but it's taken safely by Hooley.
And you knew exactly what was coming then if you would have looked up and seen what was unfolding. Nene McDonald's come from the right-hand side over to the left-hand side to challenge for that ball.
Ormonroyd got out really quick there to make that tackle.
Hold!
Ball.
Square up, mate! 3. Move now!
Sisipali.
Hold!
Obban plays.
Keep it quick here! 4.
Salford desperate to keep them confined inside their own half here, Cass. Waller.
5.
Well, they've done the job so far, the Cass defence, in keeping Castleford go forward to an absolute minimum here. Miller with a kick. Oh! It's a penalty. The referee shouting that straight away. The challenge was late by Ormonroyd, and it has given Cass an excellent position to strike from now.
Yeah. It's a bit of a brain explosion, isn't it, from Jack Ormonroyd? Yeah, get in the eye line of him, but you can't take him high like that.
Could be a little trouble brewing here as well.
Especially the way that we've seen the games officiated. Every game on TV. All the games live on Sky Sports. But you see them, the way that they play. It's where the initial contact was.
Well, this has caught the eye of the video referee, and I think there could be a yellow card coming out here.
The way that the game's been this year, it's going to be 10 minutes in the sin bin.
So yellow card, Salford reduced to 10, and Ormonroyd there accepting his fate, because he's apologised to his teammates. He knew he was in the wrong there.
It wasn't needed. I give him big raps, I said about him and Singleton, how well they did in that first half. You come back onto the field, you want to make an impact. That's not the impact that you want to make, really. And Jacob Miller, he didn't make anything of it, but you could see where it started, where it ended up. It's 10 minutes in the sin bin.
There's an injection of faith into this Castleford side. The gap looked massive, but it's lessened now, and here comes Hooley with a weave. Castleford fans are baying for something here behind the sticks. It's another set of 6. Lawler takes them closer, picked up from Horn. Oh, and it's not played properly, and they've absolutely messed up that position and handed a gift to Salford.
Yeah, exactly. They were just getting a bit too excited, weren't they? Obviously, numerical advantage that they had. Lawler, he just gets up. You can see he doesn't play the ball. One of the big directives, the refs are going to be so hot on that this year, especially in the opening stages, and the frustration from the coaching staff at Cass. You can't just give away opportunities like that in the game.
Because Cass scored there, and suddenly there's nervousness all around the stadium, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And the confidence that Cass can get as well.
15 to go. Really enjoying this game today, really enjoying it. It's a good game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's Singleton tracking wide. Watkins wider still. Hankinson looking for a bit of pace on the outside, but Senior's there to cover him. Back to the middle it travels. Atkin. Sneed. Atkin. And it's a final play. Sneed just looking for touch here. It's a cute little kick. Takes a bit of time out of the game and puts Castleford on the back foot here, albeit they will get possession back.
Yeah, another clever kick. That's about how you manage the game, how you manage the clock and the scoreboard. And Mark Sneed just pulling all the strings and So much work he does off the ball, organising, creating his teammates where he wants them. Makes it easy for everyone else to react around him.
Come on, one.
Well, they've both got tough games next week. Castleford go to Warrington, and Salford at home to very much informed Holkingston Rovers. And they both absolutely love to have the confidence of a win on that Super League table before next week happens. So these next 13 and a bit minutes are going to be vital for both.
Keep clearing these rucks, boys.
Here's Miller, really joining in. Can't shake off the defensive efforts of Hankinson.
Stay, Ben, wait. Go forward, play on.
Taken on again
5
by Wood.
Lock in.
Horn,
Better, boys.
Miller.
Better set there, Salford.
That's a really good kick from Miller, because it not going out of play has put Briley in that pocket of most difficulty, and Salford start from there.
It was a nice kick, wasn't it? You can see Cass now just trying to build that tempo and up the tempo and the speed in the defensive line. Slow that player the ball down, get off the line, get your first few steps right. Don't let him make meters after contact, but that's a strong carry.
Well played, Dion Cross.
Yeah, big strong carry that from Cross.
Billy, go 10. 4. George, move.
Still only a couple of plays left, so Salford still with a bit of work to do here.
5. Move. Come on, Joe. Come on.
Kicking from the halfway line. Sneed in the sunshine.
Wait.
Waiting for the delivery. It's slow, but we're not going to get close to him before he gets the kick away that he wants to get away. Hooley's underneath it. That was a tough one. No pressure in terms of chasers, but that ball was just spinning a little in the air.
There was enough pressure in front of the Salford stand, though, trying to catch that ball.
2. Hands away now. On the right.
Here's Miller. This now is Wood. Sam Wood. Oh, he's got through. His big body finding a way to wrestle on. Extra meters gathered in. Tassipali back to Miller. This now is Kabula. 3 of them needed. Eventually putting him down. Slowing it down just a little. Horn. Westerman's pawing the ground. He wants the ball in his hands. He gets it. Up to the line. Treats the... well, there's an obstruction there. I think Lawler was the man who went in front of him.
Yeah, you're right. And Joe Westerman did a decent job as well. He didn't panic when he just pulled that ball back and just waited for the Salford player to just come out the line. But you're right. Obstruction spotted by the referee. Saying George Lawler goes through, which is just enough. And just the hesitation in the pass from Westerman because of what the defence was doing in the Salford jersey.
Snoot gets it away.
Sharp, Bill, stay there, bud.
I think we're about to see Nixon come back on very soon. He's prowling the touchline, waiting for his next effort, and he's carrying interchange number 7. So they'll have 1 left after this, because they took the number 1 board off them. So they've only had 7 interchanges. So this and 1 more for Cass is my estimation.
Yeah, they certainly give him some impact as well, won't he? They give him the ball and let him just run into that Salford defence.
Keep the rucks quick.
Very powerful.
Atkin.
Nice shot, Joe Westerman. He just slips out. You can see he gets beat for footwork. One thing that Callum Watkins has got, started his career in the outside backs, his balance, his footwork is very good at the line. He spots Joe Westerman, and he knows what's coming really from Joe Westerman. It just comes off the shoulders. Nothing. It's not a dangerous tackle. He'll just get a bit of a telling off here. The penalty's enough.
Yeah, no card here.
Every player this year, every time they get called up by the referee, they're thinking, oh no, please, I didn't get that wrong, did I?
You'd have loved it, Terry. You'd have loved it. They're going for goal. Well, you called for this about 10-15 minutes ago, and now they are going for the 2.
Well, you just take the sting out of the game, don't you? And that's what you need. Just keep the scoreboard ticking over. Take the points when they're there. Jack Ormonroyd, and he's still on the sideline in the sin bin. So you take that, and it just gives you time just to get your composure sorted. Stop panicking. Look at the scoreboard. Look at the clock. Know what you got to do. You're going to be up against a side that's going to be determined and fighting for every player that they've got in Castleford. What Craig Lingard talked about in the off-season, that's what he wants to see from his team.
Well, Mark Sneed has got the kicking tee on, and you can see that it is decorated. Lots of stickers on there. Those his kids, Mark Sneed's kids, decorate his kicking tee before the game, and it's a lovely touch, isn't it? You know, he can look down at that and he can think about his kids, and then he can have a kick at goal.
What, and then he boots it?
Well, he boots the ball, not the tee, Terry.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? You know, it's what players go through, the family go through so much with them, and to be a part of it. And if that's the lucky charm that Mark Sneed needs to help him focus, help him concentrate, think of the good times that he's got, well, he'll take everything, won't he? That's if he gets it over.
Yeah. Well, he's not missed so far, has he? 4 out of 4. Settling himself down here. Again, that awkward-looking kicking style that we've become used to. Almost turns his back to where he wants the ball to go. Has a look up and comes in at the angle and strikes it well. And over it goes. An extra 2. 5 out of 5. Mark Sneed's kids will be proud of that. 26-16 the score.
Well, when the opportunities are presented, he takes them, doesn't he, Mark Sneed? Well, he's one of those halfbacks that's not like, when I say overly quick, I'm not doing him a disservice really, but he plays the game, he speeds the game up, he slows the game down to his pace, and no one ever jumps line because he's that good and you don't know what he's going to do. And Joe Westerman, the man who was just trying to get something for Castleford and just knows that they need the ball back, unfortunately give the penalty away and concedes 2 points as they go short.
Well, short, but not short enough, and the big outstretched arms of Nenny MacDonald get up there to gather that in. And here's Cust waiting. It's now with Hankinson. Couple of plays gone. Salford comfortable with the ball in hand, knowing that the clock is on their side with that 10-point lead. Atkin dances left, then goes straight.
He's a good valuable player for him, isn't he? Plays in halves, 9, 13, fullback.
That's good by Singleton to keep that move forward going. Atkins' ball has gone backwards, and now it's with Nenny MacDonald again. Just toying with a touchline, but staying safely in the field of play. Hankinson back to the middle, 6 tackle. Cust is looking for touch. Well, he probably might have gone for maybe a more attacking kick than that. It's a bit defensive, it's a bit conservative, but Castleford will have it back.
I just don't think he got the kick right then. I think he was looking for Chris Hankinson really more than the touchline. He goes on the inside and Chris Hankinson puts his hand up over on the right hand side. You can see he just gets the call, he kicks it. There's just too much weight on it though for the winger to get to.
Cat's doing it tough again, having to come from deep here. Can they do it twice in the 5.5 minutes that remain? It's what they're going to have to do if they're going to win this game. Salford now will be beginning to count the tackles down. It's bending their backs and doing the work, and that will be enough to see them home.
Well, they've probably got about 3 sets of 6 left, unless they get any repeat sets cast. So, is there a penalty? Yeah, there is. Well, there you go. It's another set of 6 that they need. A big kick here to get them into some decent field position. Get Salford going back.
There's still a slither of a silver lining offering itself to Cass. What can they do from here? Wood with the initial carry. Tasipali waits. Westerman again. He's putting himself right in the centre of things. Another set of 6. So effectively a 7 tackle count here. Here's put.
Run! Move together! Chris! Ben, get back!
Horn.
Hold!
Westerman. Westerman.
2!
Almost ripping through. Just about dragged down. Halliwell with the tackle. Picked up again by Horn. Slings it wide to Miller. Miller back on the inside for Tasipali. Oh, and he's reached, but he's just short. Salford's defence again, they look beaten, but somehow found a way to win that defensively. Back to Miller. Great read on him. Stops him in his tracks, but Tasipali now comes again. Penalty for Cass.
Wow, offside. They were trying to go at the side, and then McDonald come out the line and was left on the floor. So they try and go back that short side to get them. Maybe another pass was needed for Cass instead of taking the tackle, but they get the penalty.
No thoughts of 2. It's all about the 6 here. Put.
Straight away, get up!
With the honest effort,
Wait!
and the platform's built. What can Cass create around that? No look pass again from Miller to Westerman.
2! Chris, move!
Horn.
6 again!
Oh, another set of 6 because Salford are holding down. I think the ref just said that's 3. There might be a sin binning coming if they don't get that right. And here's Gary claiming that he was taken high.
Stand up!
Castleford knocking on the door. Can Salford keep it locked? Lawler drives it in.
Help!
Screaming for it on the left-hand side here.
Horn. Back to Miller. Miller with a step back on the inside. And Oberroy's only just back on the field.
Well, I think that was his first involvement, wasn't it? He was sent to the sin bin for a late tackle on Jacob Miller. He's thinking, right, I've got you in your eye line. Jacob Miller's thinking exactly the same. I'm going to take you on. He goes with the big step, Jacob Miller. He's known for that left foot step. And they get the penalty, and Jack Ormanoid is going to be a bit nervous here, seeing what's going to happen. And again, where contact was made.
Well, again, the video referee is involved here. Yep. And the decision from the video referee is stick with your on-field call. So it's a penalty and no more. And Ormond Roy's heart can beat a little slower. But Castleford are given a position here to claw their way back into things. If they can get over in this next set, there's maybe enough time for a second strike. So Salford desperate to hang on. Miller puts it back. Nixon drives it on, and the offload, and there's a gap, and here comes Horn, and he's over to score, and Castleford still have life in this battle.
Incredible. What a finish we've got. Just a couple of minutes to go in this game. Liam Horn, well, he's given him a lifeline, hasn't he? And the Cass fans delighted to what they're seeing. Like we said earlier, you want to see some fight in the side. Well, they've certainly got some fight in the side here. And Luke Hooley, it's a big kick for him. He won't waste any time. He'll try and knock it over.
Well, the clock is stopped at 78 and 19. So they will get the kick-off. Over it goes from Hooley, not wasting any time. 26-22.
We're going to see a helter-skelter finish, aren't we? Wow.
This is going to be terrific. So Horn giving his side.
Well, a good explosive finish to the game. Nice offload. Again, just getting the ball free, getting his arm free, and wow, this ball will go as deep as possible from Mark Sneed.
And a quick word for the player of the match, Terry, the Betfred player of the match.
Well, I think it's going to be, if Salford go on and win this game, Nene MacDonald's been good, but Mark Sneed has just pulled the strings. He's been absolutely sensational with his kicking game, his running game. And if Salford go on and win, he's going to be my player of the match.
Penalty for Castleford, and that lifts them. There's a yellow card coming out. I think this is on the basis that there has been too many professional foul moments of holding down. So Salford, for the rest of the game, without their inspiration in some regards, Watkins, off to the sin bin, and Castleford now with a matter of just over a minute to try and rescue this.
You should see a decent set of 6 here now. Joe Westerman screaming for the ball there. Nixon Putt just trying to get into the defensive line and get a quick play of the ball. They can't take it to ground. It goes for an offload. The ref had already called hell low.
Castleford, can they pull this off? Under the pump, behind on the scoreline from the 9th minute, but somehow they're in a position where they might still win the game. El Zakim dragged down. Salford hearts in mouths. Down to 12 men for what remains. 40 seconds to go. Off it comes to Westerman. Westerman to Miller. Miller puts it over the top. Senior has to hesitate to catch. So suddenly Salford players are there in numbers. But back they come again. 3 tackles in the bag. This now is Wood. Wood straightens things up, gets the arms free, gets the ball away to Sassipali. Salford are swarming. Ormonroyd's on him, but it's another penalty. High. 2 points are no use. They have to tap and go again. With 10 seconds to go, the clock's still playing. There'll be 1 play left here. 1 play left. Inside from Miller. Westerman. Out it comes. Back to Miller again. There's an umbrella of defenders ahead for who to Sands, but still they play. Westerman now. They're looking for a miracle. Westerman with the arms aloft. So many Salford players. Westerman's still going. The ball goes to ground. Bodies drop on it. Salford make the tackle, and that will be the end of it. What a game. Hang on. No, the referee has blown the whistle. I thought for a moment he might have given a penalty there, but he has confirmed the end of it. What a finish. Fantastic game. Salford get a win they possibly deserve, but Castleford show so much heart and courage that they can consider themselves unlucky not to come up with something from this game.
Well, that was entertaining, wasn't it? From start to finish, both sides had the chances, both sides took the chances, and right till the final play of the game, you didn't know whether Craig Lingard's men were going to snatch that result, get that win. But Mark Sneed managed to do enough. But one thing you can say about this Cass side, and you can throw the same remark at the Salford side, both of these sides are turning up, and if they show that much fight for each other, they're going to upset some of the bigger sides in the competition.
Well, Salford winning it by 26 points to 22. But what a game we've just seen. Some fantastic